All right, Mike, to Republican House Foreign Affairs Committee member now, Mike Lawler, on how he sees our role in the Middle East. Congressman, so good to have you with us here today. There's so much to talk about when it comes to the region. I want to start, though, with this plan that President Trump put out there to sort of take over and rebuild Gaza. Now, last week, towards the end of the week, he walked back the idea that any American troops or American military would be on the ground involved in this. But what can you tell us about this plan?
Well, obviously, the president put forward an idea that obviously has caused a discussion within the Middle East and with our allies. I've heard from many ambassadors throughout the Middle East, met with Prime Minister Netanyahu just yesterday. And, obviously a lot of details to be flushed out here. But I think the point the president was making is that what has been discussed in the past is not working. And obviously Hamas being in control of Gaza is not a plan. And so the question is how we move forward in a way that ensures the safety and security of Israel, that ensures that such a two-state solution, would ever work. And ultimately that stuff that has to be worked out, but it has to be worked out with our allies around the Middle East, including Jordan and Egypt.
And Congressman, if such a plan were to come to pass, who would sign off on this plan? Does Congress have any authority there? Or who would, agree to the plan? Who would have to agree to the plan for this to go through?
Well, I think, again, this is something that would have to be worked out with our Arab partners in the Middle East, including Saudi Arabia. Getting Saudi Arabia to the table is paramount. Obviously, normalizing relations with Israel is key, and that's a key tenet of the Abraham Accords. We want to normalize relations between Israel and Saudi Arabia. So there's a lot of work to be flushed out here, but obviously Congress would play a vital role in any plans in the Middle East. As chair of the Middle East Subcommittee and a member of the Foreign Affairs Committee, this is certainly going to be a topic of discussion as we move forward.
And just a quick word on your reaction to the hostages being released and the condition that they are in. And there are still 2 Americans being held hostage, so we want to keep that in mind. Just a quick reaction, and then I want to change the topic.
Well, obviously, getting the hostages home is critical. This has been the most important part of these discussions for me. Obviously, getting them back to good health is going to be top priority of the doctors and everyone engaged in this process as we move forward.
Okay. Switching gears now to the push to pass President Trump's agenda. There does seem to be some tension between the House and the Senate on who's taking the lead. Speaker Mike Johnson is hoping to mark up a bill. He says he hopes to mark up a bill by Tuesday. Is that possible when, there's still talk of whether it's going to be one big, beautiful bill, like President Trump originally said, or whether it will be broken down into 2 bills?
Well, I was at the White House the other day meeting with the president and the speaker and a number of members, and we made significant progress towards getting a budget resolution put together. I do believe, obviously, there's going to continue to be work over the weekend, and the intention is to, mark it up and have a vote next week because obviously there's a lot that we have to do in order to get President Trump's agenda passed.
Yeah,
so we have a lot of work ahead, but we gotta get moving, and I think that's the objective for this week.
He certainly has a large agenda, so many things on it, including the no tax on tips, the no tax on overtime. All of that has to be worked out. And, of course, you got the March 14th deadline that, people are hoping there doesn't come to some kind of a shutdown. So we'll be watching it. Congressman Mike Lawler, thank you so much for joining us today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.